Hey, everybody. How you doing? This is Jonathan Simkin, the president of 604 Records. And we are in our studios today for another episode of Verses. I've got very special guest today. And I'm notorious for butchering people's names, the pronunciation of their names. So I have to be honest, I'm sweating a little bit right now. I'm a little bit nervous right now. This is Nikhil, but I'm going to get you to say your last name. Because I know I'm going to say it wrong. Say it. How's the correct way to say your name?
It's Dewitty. You know, it's really hard to get.
Say it again.
Dewitty.
Well, that's not hard. Dewitty.
Yeah.
Nikhil Dwivedi. Nikhil is are you the president?
I'm the CEO.
The CEO of EYP Creations, a multimedia company based in India. Why don't we start with this? Just give us a little bit about your history. Like, how did you start in the music business and how did EYP start? I'd love to hear a bit about that.
Sure. So first of all, thank you very much, Jonathan, for bringing us to this platform. And congratulations to you. I just got to know that you're there in the top 10 influential people of Canada in terms of on Billboard.
Well, according to Billboard.
yeah.
I'm the seventh most powerful record weasel.
Yeah. Amazing. Many congratulations for that. And feels so nice and good to be like talking to you. So EYP, we started in 2014. A bunch of friends together. Me, now my wife, my partner, and my another partner, Ankush. We were in college together and we started the company in 2014.
Where were you then?
So in Chandigarh, that's North India. That's in the north side of the country.
Gotcha.
And we always had in our mind when we guys were studying also, and we used to discuss that we want to do something of our own. We don't want to like work for somebody. So that is how the idea of becoming an entrepreneur came in. But entertainment, we used to do small events at the campus, organize like campus festivals. And we got interested in doing some event management thing. So, and it was the easiest to, you don't have to invest a lot of money, because if you get into the product business, that's going to be like huge investment. And then you don't have the money, that. And that's the reason we started. We entered into event management. Slowly and steadily, when we started the research and we saw that music is growing at a very fast pace, specifically Punjabi music. We were a regional language before, and, we were getting national and international during that time. So we thought of taking that opportunity, and we wanted to be the first one or the third, fourth one in the country to be entering into the Punjabi music. So we started artist management from 2014 only, where we saw a gap between the artist management, that the managers used to be the friends or like just the coordinators for the artists. So we studied about it, and then we started doing proper artist management, whereby we used to like do sales for them, take care of their branding business, bring brands for them, working in the films, going deeply, talking about contracts, taking care of each and everything, coordination, and what kind of like show should be looking like, the presentation of the artist. So that's how, we started.
Did you have a background in music yourself, or were you more just interested in business and kind of looked around and said, hey, I see that music is a growing entity? Or was it that because like a lot of people who do the kind of jobs that you and I do wanted to be musicians, and it didn't work out, because it usually doesn't work out for most people. And so you sort of say, my career didn't work out as a musician, but I'm going to start a record company. Was it like that or no?
So we didn't have anything related to music, but I'll tell you something about, Punjabi people. Punjab as a state, it's a province basically. As a province in itself is like music, like BC is known for its beautiful weather, the beauty around it, your mountains and then the sea and then the best of the lakes. So Punjab is always, right from the beginning, it is known for its music. And there is something in Punjab, everybody loves music and everybody listens to the music. So that's the reason, we all of three of us, we were like fan of multiple artists and music specifically. And we when we started and when we thought of doing something in music, we were like, yeah, this is the thing. This is something which we love listening to, and we are passionate about this. But if you talk about passion, it was only towards entrepreneurship, nothing specific.
Oh, that's interesting. Now in 2014, um, Punjabi music hadn't made the sort of international impact that it's now made. I mean, it feels to me like it's really been the last 4 years or 5 years.
Mhm.
Now, it might just be I wasn't looking in the right place,
Mhm.
but that's when I know myself, I started to notice.
Mhm.
And I remember it's got to be 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. I think it was right before the pandemic. I was driving to work and I had to drive by the stadium, the hockey arena. And there was this huge, huge crowd. And I remember going, wow, what is going? And it was, who do you,
Diljit.
that's exactly
Yeah,
who it was.
Diljit.
And when I heard that the next day, it blew my mind.
Mhm.
And, you know, you have one of those moments where you kind of go, there's something going on. And, whatever it is, I'm not involved in it and I don't even understand it. But that was the first time I really was conscious of like, oh, there's something going on here related to that music. When did it really start to blow up worldwide?
So I'll tell you, the connection of Punjabi people with international music or the North it goes way back from 1960s. You know, people have started migrating to this country as well as to America, and people have been working here, doing odd jobs. You know, they started living here. They really worked hard, and we are the third largest population. If you talk about the number of people, Indians are the third largest population. So we have a we have a relationship which goes long way back. Um, Artists like Jazzy B, he is a living legend. You know, they already started making some international sounds way back in 94, 96, 97. So Jazzy Paji is the one who started all of this, bringing the international sound to the music scene. And Manmohan Waris, there are a lot of Punjabi artists who are from this part of the world, and they started creating Punjabi music and having international sounds. But the problem was, you know, either they were very popular in North America as well as Canada and UK, or Punjab. It was not going national in India. It used to go. So Jazzy Paji gave a couple of very big hits which went nationally, like Jine Mera Dil Lutya and a couple of more hits. He went national, but not all Punjabi music went national. It was more of regional in Punjab and then somewhat popular here. So during last, and you know, that time it was records which used to come. There was no digital
You're right.
promotions which an artist can do. There were limited scope of marketing at that particular point of time, and still they made it so big. But now from last 5 6 years, because of the digitalization, you know, everything coming online and listening to music, it just blew up. You know, it was supposed to blow up before, but in last 6 7 years, you know, we went national. We went to all Bollywood movies. You know, all the promotional songs are Punjabi songs, and then from there we went into the complete world. And now a lot of artists, you know, the youngsters which came from India as a student, and they started, you know, we have like late the one of the legends, we call him Sidhu Moosewala, who is he's another level. Why I say he is, because he's still there in everybody's heart, and he is a legend. What the music he has created, it's just amazing. Karan, our very close friend Karan Aujla, he made it to it, like doing some international sounds, and he's doing some amazing stuff. So all of these artists which came as students, you know, they started going international, started creating international music. That is how, you know, everybody from states or here, you know, they started listening to our music. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And so bring us up to date on EYP. So EYP obviously still based in India, but you're doing a lot of stuff all over the world now.
Yeah.
I know you've recently done some agreements, with Warner.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about sort of that? And I think it would be interesting to hear a little bit from you about why strategically you felt that was the right move for your company to make.
Mhm. So it's been 9 to 10 years, Jonathan. We have been based in India. We started our operations in Canada in 2023, a couple of years back. That's the time when we guys met you also. And we always had in our mind that all the services in entertainment which we are doing in India, we should take these services to the complete globe. And if we have to do this quickly, we have to associate with some partner who can move things very quickly for us. Likewise, we collaborated with you and on multiple things we are doing in.
Yes.
That's the pull.
We'll
you
talk
guys,
about that. We'll
yeah.
talk about that. Yes.
So that's the reason, we collaborated with Warner Music Canada as well as Warner Music India to scale us up, to take us to newer heights, to help us collaborate with multiple bigger artists and artists from this part of the world. And we bring our artists in, how we can develop the music scene, South Asian music scene in terms of live business here. So all of that discussions went on, and that's the reason, we chose Warner Music, because they are one of the top labels, I would say, in the entire world. So yeah.
And of course, we're also distributed by Warner.
Yes.
So you and I both do business with Kristen Burke.
Yeah.
Who apparently is the number 2 most powerful person.
yeah. Congratulations, Kristen.
She's 5 ahead of me. She's 5 plus 5 more powerful than me. Yeah, no, Kristen's great. And we've, I knew Kristen for many years because 604 was at Universal for many years. And of course, Kristen had a big prominent role at Universal. So when she got the Warner gig, it just felt natural for me to sort of make that move. And I'm glad I did.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's so hardworking and she's so positive in terms of the approach.
There's a lot of people in the music business who are driven completely by their ego.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not like that. I find her to just make decisions in a rational way,
Mm-hmm.
which you would think shouldn't be considered that big a deal. But in this business, people so often make decisions that are about their ego and not about what makes the most sense for business. So I really sort of appreciate that she's very rational person,
Mm-hmm.
which I dig.
100%.
Yeah. And yeah, we should talk a bit about what we're doing. And it's funny because I was thinking about it, obviously, because I knew we were doing this today. And I mean, I guess really there's a young guy who works for me named Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how I
Yeah.
got to
So we
meet
sent
you.
a mail when we came first in 2023. So I just Googled it, the top companies in Canada in entertainment. You know what? 604 came on the first. So that's how I researched it, and I told one of my guys, like, look, I want to get connected to this company. So he got connected me to Isaac, and that's how we got connected.
Okay. Yeah, because it's funny. Like it wasn't it's one of those things, like most of the things in my career that have gone well, it's usually me having some weird idea at 2 a.m. and then I share it with my staff and, but this one was very different because it came to us. It wasn't like I was sitting around going, I have to get really involved in Punjabi music. But when it came to us, of course, I was thankful, and it's led to some interesting things. So we're doing some work together in music, and we're doing some work together in, the hiccups, in comedy as well.
Yeah.
And Jim, I'm trying to think of what we should talk about. Like, so I guess we're working together on a few things. One thing that I've been doing, which I'm really enjoying and really loving, is kind of helping to get the EYP product, some placements on satellite radio and some placements on online radio, which are both very interesting areas to me. And I say that because, number one, they're outside of that traditional sort of terrestrial radio thing. Like Sirius XM is its own kind of animal. It's this weird sort of entity that just sort of exists. And I really started as a fan. I'm a big Howard Stern fan. I got a subscription to Sirius maybe 10 years ago and just kind of fell in love with it. But when we first started talking, I remember sort of telling you about Sound Exchange and about how all that works. And I know you were, as a businessman, you were just like, wasn't that interesting? And we've had a couple of early successes, which I'm thrilled about. We just had Finding Her, and here I'm going to murder the guy's name again. What?
Kushagra.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We just got that added to the new South Asian station on Sirius, which honestly, I was so excited when I found out. That's, I think, our first official ad.
100%.
Which I'm, like I say, I'm excited about. And we started servicing online radio, which is another one of those funny things because the average person doesn't even know it's there.
So that's, meeting you, it's so helpful and we gain so much of knowledge about how the industry works here. You know what? For us as like Indian company, for us, radio is just like radio, providing them songs and you don't get any revenue out of it. But when we, the first meeting, do you remember then when I spoke to you, you said, there is a radio station and you kind of make money out of it. I said, how is it possible? I'm not able to understand this. How does this work? So in terms of knowledge, we are now able to understand what all avenues of making money or making revenues are there in Canada. The kind of distribution system which Canada has, it's almost different from what we have in India. DSPs are same probably, but rest all you have like Sirius XM, so which is altogether a different system of revenues. So you enlightened us with with the details, and we got to know there are so many other avenues, and that is how we started working exclusively on those models. And I'm sure in the non-music space and music space, we are going to make it big and huge difference this year, because a lot of Indian artists, they will come to know that, look, they have another platform which can actually generate revenue for them. So we're going to be the pioneers or the first ones doing it or the only ones right now, because that deal is so exclusive.
But I'm curious, so let's say you get a song that does, well, let's take that song, Finding Her. So that has done well in India. Yeah. It's done well, presumably, on radio in India?
FM, because we call them FM. So they have the frequencies and there they play. So their major revenue is not from the catalog of the labels. They do MG deals also, but that's not their major revenue. It's through advertisements of multiple brands. They put out their advertisements just before the content, and that's how they generate major of their revenues. Or doing some physical activities out there, integrating them with a lot of marketing stuff for the brands.
But is there not some kind of public performance royalty paid when songs get played in India on the radio?
No.
Is that right?
So yeah, that's the thing.
Not even for the publishing side?
No, they do. For the publishing,
but
yes.
Not for the master.
Not for the master.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, neighboring rights, which is what it's called, it's interesting because, I mean, technically, even in the United States, you can't, there's no neighboring rights.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, no, there's no, it's because the Sirius revenue is a little bit different than neighboring rights. It's its own thing. But yeah, it's funny how the master royalty side is more convoluted and more complicated for some reason. And I think it's just because, the publishing societies, SOCAN, BMI, and they've been around for 100 years.
100%. And I'll tell you about publishing also. Lot of people, lot of artists, they are not even aware about the right process of the publishing. So that's the reason, we also are collaborating on that part, so that we can enlighten first about how much money or how you can make money from multiple different platforms in publishing. Is just not the PPL. There are so many other revenue streams also, so many other platforms also. So that is something which we are trying to figure out how we can enlighten, educate all the artists out there in India, and we have started this process. You know that we are signing, like, we're gonna announce this. I'm not gonna name him. We're gonna have one very big artist, non-music scene with us, which we are gonna announce very soon on Sirius XM. He was also not aware about the same. So that's something which has a lot of space as South Asian music and non-music scene. We can fit in.
Yeah, that's interesting. So we're not going to talk about him.
Yeah.
We're not going to name him.
No, not today.
Okay,
because
we're not
going to
gonna
have a huge announcement about it later on.
I wasn't sure if we are going to talk about
Yeah.
him today, so I'm not going to say this person's name.
But we love you.
But yes, we love you, and I will say, and this is going to be even a weirder story now because we can't say who he is. But I was Nikhil was nice enough to set up a meeting with me and this individual. This was probably about a year ago.
Yeah,
and I knew who he was. I didn't know really well who he was, but I may have told you the story. I may not have told you the story, but I was pulling out of my garage at home to meet you guys. And it just so happened my neighbor was out, like, taking out the garbage or something. And he's South Asian. My neighbor, Raj. Give a shout out to Raj. And I said, hey man, I rolled down the window. I'm going to meet this person. Like, do you know who that is? And his face, like his jaw dropped. He said, you're meeting so-and-so? I said, yeah. He said, how the hell did that happen? And I said, well, like, why? He said, well, let's put it this way. I'll never forget what he said. If my mother knew you were meeting that person, she'd be crying right now. So I have to thank you because that was a hell of a meeting, which I really enjoyed. And it's led to some nice business
fun,
and stuff. But yes, we can save that. But I will say we are definitely going to be doing stuff in the comedy world. Yes.
As well.
Yes.
For the podcast.
That would be a gas. Because I really enjoyed that conversation with him.
We spoke also, we have our label called Your Debut in India. So that's the label exclusively for the debutants. We have created a platform whereby we launch debutants, because debutants are the ones, I personally feel that they're the ones who actually need support right from the beginning, because they don't have money to spend.
Yep.
They don't have, like, the way forward. They don't know how things work, how distribution works. So they're the ones who really need support. So we started this label just for the debutants 1.5 years back in India, which actually generated 7 global hits last year.
Oh, wow.
Global and India hits, which came into all viral charts, all top songs lists. So God has been kind, and we have been able to generate 3 superstars out of 9, which we launched last year in India. The same label we are launching on the 2nd of May. We have just launched a song called Hothead with Rammy Dillon yesterday only. And it has started picking up. Is a guy, struggling for 14 hours a day, working for 14 hours a day and doing 7 days of a work. And then still they are able to make music. So
wow.
we are just like finding them from Canada and launching them. So Rammy Dillon we have launched yesterday. And with the blessing of Almighty, we're going to launch like 5 to 7 more artists this year. Your Debut Canada's focus is the same what we have done in India, to identify the right artists who are hardworking, who have talent, identify them in South Asian music space right now. All languages, not only Punjabi, Hindi, Punjabi, any language they have. Bringing them on board, investing in their music, releasing their music, making sure it reaches out to the masses, doing the right sort of marketing for them.
Yes.
And presenting them in front of the world. So I want to talk about that any artist who actually wants to be a musician and he does not have a platform or the money, we are there. Your Debut Canada, we have our Instagram page, we have our YouTube channel. You guys can text out there. You will get a reply for sure in 24 hours. Because we have a complete research team who is doing only research, identifying the artists.
Yes.
So we are going to launch one more girl from here. Her name is Gurpreet Marwa. She's very big on social
BC?
media. Yeah, she's from Calgary, basically.
For Calgary.
Yeah. and she's already 500,000 followers on Instagram. Yeah, and she used to do covers right from 2022, I guess. And we identified her and look, bro, what a voice you have. So we got her signed under Your Debbie Canada, and we are gonna launch her in the first week of July as well. So we have like so much good coming. So this is something which I had right from the beginning in my mind. When I used to sign artists, I used to struggle a lot in terms of how we can sell their content to the labels. That was the struggle which we faced from 2014 till 2018 or 19. We used to have a lot of friends in the labels which used to support us. But although, again, you are dependent on somebody else that now when the music is going to be released, what would be the date and what sort of marketing these guys are going to do. So I thought of creating something for the, I don't know where it lands, but fortunately, we had our last song, which is Finding Her by Kushagar. It is a number one song in the country on Spotify top songs list. And we would be only the, I would say, third or fourth song in Hindi in the country, which entered top 50 global charts. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like when I sent it over to Sirius and was talking to the gentleman who runs their new channel, it was so helpful because I was able to send the chart numbers. I was able to send the stream numbers, which were really, 100 million streams?
Yeah, it is 120 now.
And that makes such a big difference. And, the fact that it's going to get blasted all over North America now on Sirius is amazing.
100%.
Well, it's funny, because I'm hearing you talk about this, especially about the early days of EYP. Because funny, like a lot of what you said is kind of the way I looked at it when we started 604, which was I just felt like I wanted to be in control of my own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to just work for a bigger company. I didn't want to, that to me wasn't that exciting. It was more exciting to me to create my own thing, to create my own business and not have to worry about the whims of people at big companies. I just was like, we've got our own thing here. And even building the building we're doing this in was very much about wanting to be in control of our own content, the ability to produce great content. So, I mean, I've always just loved independent entrepreneurs. To me, it's, especially in a business like this. And, when I first started 35 years ago, this was a business that was absolutely controlled by the major labels.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't signed to a major label,
Mm-hmm.
you had zero chance of any success at all.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, I've worked with major labels very successfully. I don't hate them,
Mm-hmm.
but I sure am glad in a way that the business has shifted.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier for people to do things independently now.
So I have like identified one thing in this all journey. Major labels are doing pretty good stuff. So they are doing amazingly well. But the problem is a major label. One, we have only 2-3 big labels, like 3-4 big labels. That's it. Even in India also, we have 4-5 bigger labels who actually invest, like investing. So they don't have that much time to go down to everybody. That's why, companies like us, which are like mid-segment companies, we go down to that level and identify what's going on the ground and which talent is just like coming up. So major levels, they are doing fantastic job, but they are busy in the bigger things also. So that's the only reason, why we need some sort of connect between them and the artist which is growing and which we are bringing in. I have been able to, we have been working with a label called T Series. They are the biggest in the world and they are doing amazingly well. So I used to send a lot of artists to them that, look, bro, this is something which is coming up and you must invest in it. So we are having a fantastic relationship with them. We have a fantastic relationship with Tips, Saregama, all of these people, whereby we start pushing them and we start telling them that this is how the content marketing works. This is how the things work. So we have been trying as a mid-level company to push all of them and get the things done. But still, uh, we at the ground level, why your debut came in, is just that we needed somebody to take a step only for the debutants so that the debutants get a chance quickly. Because, sometimes a person who is a very good artist and he has that skill in himself, he gets depressed if he doesn't get work for 2 years or 3 years. So we want to identify him quickly and release him quickly.
Yes.
After that, to scale him up, 100% we'll work with all the labels.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I mean, and that's sort of been our model too.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the bands that people know on 604 that we've had success with, sometimes it seems like it's an overnight success,
Mhm.
but it's really not an overnight success.
Yeah.
I mean, what's an example? Well, Carly Rae Jepsen and Call Me Maybe,
Yeah.
to a lot of people, when that
Mm.
song kind of
Blue.
blew up, they hadn't heard of her. We had been working with her for, she was 26 or 27 when
Yeah.
that happened. We had been working with her for 5 years.
Mhm.
We put out a first album, Tug of War,
Mhm.
did okay, didn't blow up, but we had a top 10 hit in Canada.
Mhm.
It was a start, and I think we've been good at that. We're patient. And when I believe in an artist, it's not a race. I'm not trying to get there,
Mhm.
as quickly as possible. I'm trying to build a solid foundation.
Mhm.
Like, in some ways, the band on the label that probably is the most representative of how we've done stuff is Mariana's Trench.
Mhm.
Just because we really built that fan base one at a time.
Yeah.
Touring, really careful online sort of activities, social media,
Mhm.
but it was slow,
Yeah.
and
And I think starting artists which are just like beginners, it takes time.
it takes time. It really does. So, yeah, and it's so satisfying. And it's hard now because, we live in a world now where a lot of artists have a moment on TikTok.
Mhm.
They have a viral moment.
Mhm.
The thing kind of blows up.
Mhm.
A major label rushes in.
Mhm.
They give them way too much money to
Mhm.
take that
Which
viral
we
song.
don't have.
And then it's over.
Yeah.
You have the one song that does great. Maybe you get lucky and
Mhm.
turn that into a career.
Yeah.
But most people don't.
Mhm.
It turns into a one-hit wonder career.
100%, 95% of the people are like that only. You must have seen like 10, 20 artists which are one song wonder.
And that's not the worst thing. Look, I guess it's better to have one hit than to never have a hit,
Yeah.
but it's even better to have a career.
100%. So career is actually, so that's the reason, we guys are surviving because of the management. That's our core area. Releasing music is not something which we only do. Our core area is management,
Yes.
whereby we service an artist 360 degree, making sure that after one song, his identification of song is right. After one song, he has been put on the right platforms.
Yeah.
And still he's on the ground. He should be on the ground, making sure that he's not doing something which is gonna like affect his career. So many people, they get deviated from their focus during that particular part of
Yes.
time, because success is on your head. Actually,
Yes.
you're getting like millions of hits and you think that you're the only one in the world. So that is something music brings for you.
Yeah, and it's funny too because like I didn't know it at the time, but when Nickelback blew up, who knew that they were going to have a 25-year, 30-year career? And I realize now, 30 years in, 32 years in with them, how rare that is, how special that is, how hard that is, and have really learned a lot of lessons from that experience. There's not many bands who can sustain a high level of success for 30 years. That's
100%. And one more thing, Jonathan, which I felt out of this, I'm a big fan of Nickelback. So when I saw the poster here, I said, is it you guys manage Nickelback? The second thing is, surviving with your own team for 25 years. It's really hard. People change teams very quickly when they grow. So
Yeah, I'm
it's-
lucky. I have a lot
it's
of people.
Something which I must say, I must congratulate to you that you have done something amazing, where you stayed with them and they stayed with you for this much longer period of time.
Thank you. I
it's
appreciate
fantastic.
that. That's a nice thing to say. And we have been lucky that way. I mean, the first 2 employees that I ever hired are still working here. And that's 22 years later. So Kessie, who's our general manager of the label group, she started at 19 years old doing the street team for Marianas Trench, I think.
Okay.
Now she runs the whole label group. And Julie, who's in our Toronto office, who works with Marianas Trench and Theory of a Dead Man, she was my first employee, and she's still here 23 years later.
That is the reason 604 is the number 1 label of Canada, because the character of the company is there. You not only make money for yourself, you have grown all your team together as well as your artists. So I think that's the only reason when you sustain and you grow.
It's important to me to not just treat people fairly, but to have them feel that they're being treated fairly. It's a business where a lot of people do horrible things to each other. And I think the fact that I was a criminal lawyer and a refugee lawyer, like that's what my wife and I did for a living, was poverty law. And so we saw the world in a very specific way. And, I fell into the music stuff completely by accident. And so when we started to have success, to me, it wasn't like, I always tell the staff, having a big hit, it just doesn't give you the right to be an asshole. It just doesn't. And I've really tried to maintain that both with the staff. And listen, everybody gets into disagreements with people. Everybody
100%, yeah.
gets into disagreements with their artists. You can't avoid that. But
that's a part of life, actually. That's
it's a part of
business,
life.
yeah.
But I hope part of the reason our bands and our employees have stuck around is because they do feel like they're being treated fairly. Like I don't even make much of a salary here because I know one day I'm going to sell it and that's when I'll make my money. I don't need to make my money right now.
100%.
I'd rather put it back into the company and back into the artists and just keep growing it and growing it and growing the value of the company. That to me is sort of the most important part of all this.
This is the time in Canada to grow your music.
Yeah.
Not only us, for everybody else. That this is the time where Canadian music, all sort of languages, is growing at a very fast pace.
Yes, true.
And even the English music, even the Spanish music, which has been created here, it's growing in the other parts of the world. It's the best time where any independent artist or any other label, they can make most out of it. So we are here to leverage that opportunity and let's see how
I love
goes.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. So just on a more personal level, so you work with your wife.
Yeah.
Now, what is her title there? Can you not talk about it?
Yeah, well, we can talk about it. Yeah.
I'm going to talk about my wife.
Yes. Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that we both work with our wives.
Yeah.
And I love your wife. I think she's a smart woman.
Yeah.
Anytime I talk to her, she seems smart to me and a little tough to me too.
Yeah.
And so she reminds me of my wife because my wife's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like me.
Yeah.
And she's pretty tough.
Yeah, she's pretty tough.
Like it's funny because like even though I'm the president of the company, I think my employees are more afraid of my wife.
So I have met her a couple of times, you know that. So
yes,
she's tough.
Yes.
She's straight to the point,
Well,
so yeah, that's how a wife should be, or
yes,
wives are. So yeah, but honestly, we had a great relationship right from the beginning in terms of, dividing work and keeping our personal life separate.
Yes, of course.
Sometimes it goes home.
Yes.
But now because of our daughter, it is starting like neutralizing. And at home we don't talk about work anymore.
No,
Yeah. So that
I think
has,
that's smart.
yeah, that has created a lot of difference, and that happened just a couple of years back only. When Kaina, my daughter, she came, we are blessed with her. When we were blessed with her, so after that, when we used to fight a couple of times for work at home, and my wife said, "Look, I don't want to fight in front of her
No, of course.
anymore. So let's keep the work outside of this house."
Yes.
And that's the only way you guys can live a happy life together.
It's tough in this business to to not bring it home with you.
Yeah.
And especially when something bad happens, sometimes it's hard not to. And I've had that same struggle where I sort of have to go, when I'm home around my kids.
Yeah.
Although now my kids are at an age where they're curious about all of this.
Uh-huh.
My older son's 22, my younger son's 18. My older son in particular, if he even hears me make reference to something that isn't going well, he's got questions. He wants to know everything. Hey, Dad, I heard you say, it's like, oh God, he hears everything. I have to be so careful what I say,
They keep you correcting actually all the time.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And it's funny too, because neither of my kids has any interest in working in the music business.
You told me, yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I'm
I think
kind
they're
of glad
working,
about.
They're studying in Toronto, I guess.
My older son's at York. We studied government policy and stuff. He's interested in that. He also seems to be interested in journalism. He even got an award he writes for the school paper and got an award this year for his journalism work. So he's very interested in journalism. He's a really good writer. And then my younger son's more interested in money. So he's at first year commerce at Queen's.
Awesome.
But it's funny because
maybe our next investor.
Maybe my next investor. But it's funny because you would think that they've been around the music stuff so much that they would have formed some interest in that. Nope. And that's fine. I want them to do what they want to do.
Yeah,
not just what I want to do.
Yeah. That's what we did also. Our fathers, they were good enough, kind enough to let us do what we wanted to do. Otherwise, my father never pushed me. When I wanted to do sports, he said, okay, don't go to school. Go to sports. You want to do it professionally? Go for it.
Is that what you were going to do?
Yeah. So I played cricket.
Oh, wow.
For 9 years in India.
Wow.
And I played at a pretty good level. I played for under 15 Punjab, on the province, and then under 17 also. So, but God has something else for me on the table. Yeah.
And because I know cricket's a big deal in India.
It's a big game. It's a big deal now. But when I used to play, there was no IPL at that particular point of time. You have to have a different route, either through under 19 India, and then you play for the country, or there was a event called Ranji Trophy. So you play Ranji Trophy, you perform there, and then you are selected for the country.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So with the IPL, it just blew up in last 15, 20 years. It has gone commercial to another level.
And there's other, England, it's big.
Yeah.
It's big in a lot of countries.
100%. Yeah.
Canada, nothing. I don't know why.
Canada has started it now because of the lot of Indian people living out here.
Yeah,
One of my friends is the vice captain of the Canadian team.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
He's living in Toronto. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they have started.
And then has the hockey things it's always interesting to me when somebody comes from another country, because Canada's so insane about hockey.
Yeah.
What does that seem like to somebody who's just moved here fairly recently?
It has started growing in India now. Again,
ice hockey.
Not the ice hockey. Ice hockey is
not
you're
there
talking
in India. Field hockey.
The field hockey, yeah.
But ice hockey, which here is
the biggest, but it's not there in India because of the weather situations. We don't have snow in many of the places. You have to create it basically, because most of the weather is coastal weather. If you talk about down south and west part also, very few places where we guys have skiing and all of that activities. It's very rare. So that's the reason, we don't have ice hockey there.
Have you been to an ice hockey game?
Yes, of course. I have been to
here?
4 or 5 because of my cousins, my elder brother, Devinder Mavipaji, his son and his daughter, both of them, they love ice hockey. And
I got to take you to a game next year.
100%. And, when I came here, I said, any pub I used to go, They used to like the Canucks game, this game is going on. I used to like figure out that how this is played. So one day, smartly, I sat with my cousin and I said, bro, you need to teach me first the rules of this
Yes.
to understand it on the screen.
Yes.
So he taught me everything. He gave me a 1-hour session. And then, again, I'm a fan. I just like wanted to go on one of the matches which was there in Vancouver. Unfortunately, I had a meeting. But let's go. I want to.
I go to every single
game physically.
I go to every single game. Like
I watched a few games, but that's like city level games only.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll do that next year for sure.
Me and my wife always think about this. Of course, age is just a number, but at this age,
yes,
what does motivates you to be so energetic? We guys are so fond of this thing, and we are a fan of yours in this particular thing. The kind of energy you carry. I mean, when we see a male at 3 a.m. in the morning, you're saying, "Hey, we have a good news, guys." Working at 3 a.m. and then again, starting work from 9 a.m. again. How
do I do it?
How do you do it? I mean,
well, you asked, so I'll tell you. I mean, it's complicated a bit. I'm complicated a bit. Like I'm a weird dude. I know it. And, I'm a workaholic and I love what I do. And I've really set up my office in a way that I like being here. You've seen my office. Yeah. It's got stereo equipment and everything, toys and a couch. And,
I'm going to take a couple of them for sure.
Okay. And I got my pajamas here and my slippers.
Yeah.
So I tend to do 2 shifts. I usually come in around noon and I'll work for 5 hours, 5-6 hours. And that's right. I'll deal with the staff. I'll deal with phone calls. I'll deal with, and then I'll go home. And I'm lucky. I live fairly close to where I work, 15-minute drive, go home, see my kids, see my wife, see my dog, see my house, hang out. Then I come back and it's really that second shift where the work gets done. I come back at night. I turn all the overhead lights off in my office. I change it to my pajamas and my slippers. I make a big pot of green tea and I laser focus. I just focus on what I'm doing. Now, part of this is a result of my background. I don't know if I think we talked about it with that person we're not mentioning.
Yeah.
But that day, but
I got to know the complete story of
the complete story. I was a drug addict a long time ago. I'm 60 and this was when I was 13. And it's unfortunate that I got involved in that. But I did, and I got in trouble. And I had to do court-ordered like rehab and psychiatric care. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me was getting in trouble because it forced me to smarten up. But I used to stay up all night doing drugs. Now I stay up all night doing work. It's like
what a transition.
It's like I sort of replaced those drugs with a different drug, which is work. So yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Like I try to sleep at least 6 hours a night. But I often get home at 4:30 and then, sleep till 10:30 and do it again. So I'm lucky that I like what I do. I'm lucky that it's challenging and that I like a challenge. But I appreciate that. And I do get people sort of saying like, what? We get emails from you like at 4 a.m, 100%. At 9 a.m, at like, yeah, I think it throws people off balance. They're not really sure what to make of it.
100%. Yeah.
Which is funny.
So yeah, that's it. That's about it.
It is funny.
So, okay. I know we are like short of time now. Last question.
Yeah.
And I just want you to give one suggestion to the youngsters who want to enter into the music industry. Sometimes I feel that one suggestion of any expert might change anybody's life. And we sometimes we We don't know it also.
I am a big believer in focusing on the right things as an artist. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of artists end up focusing on the wrong things. So here's an example. There are artists who think it's all about networking. I got to network. I got to meet everybody. I need to, if I meet enough people. But you see, here's the problem with that. If you don't have something worth selling, you can know everybody in the world and it wouldn't matter. So my advice usually to young artists are like, well, what do I do to write and keep writing and keep working on your art? Because the truth is, when I look at the bigger successes of my career, it's usually come down to one song. How You Remind Me by Nickelback. Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. Cross My Heart by Marianas Trench. Dancing in the Sky by Danny and Lizzie. Having a great song opens so many more doors. It does so many more great things for people than, hey, I know the president of Universal or whatever. Like, that's great. But the truth is, if you have amazing art, you only have to know one person. One person. Somebody comes to me with some amazing art. Just one person, me, I can do amazing things with that. I can hook them up with a bigger label. I can put it out myself. I can. So I just think people sometimes, young artists, get a little off track because they worry more about social media than they do about the actual creation of their art. And the truth is, great art opens way more doors than any social media thing or knowing the president of a label. So that's probably my best advice, is really don't forget that. Focus on writing and creating. So that's
the thing. If you really want to make it big in music, focus on your art. That's the only thing you can do. Marketing, push, or all of that. So, a lot of artists, they the youngsters specifically, they say, bro, I want this placement and this push. The marketing.
Yeah.
I tell them, look, if your content is good, maybe it's gonna take like 20 more days.
Yeah.
Or 30 more days to reach out to people. But of course, we're going to give that marketing push, but that's 10%. It plays only 10% of the role in getting that song reaching out to the audiences. It's all the right content. If people, they love listening to it, they will definitely share. They will definitely listen it on repeat.
Yes.
And it's going to grow for sure.
Well, if somebody calls me bro right away, I'd say, don't call me bro. That'd be my first reaction. But no, I agree with everything you just said. I think that's 100% right. And, what people don't see often is like, okay, we'll take Nickelback, we've been talking about.
Uh-huh.
Chad, who's the main writer, man, he worked so hard at that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I can't tell you, he's also a guy who stays up late.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in the old days, like I would get a phone call because he knew I'd be in my office at 3 a.m.
Uh-huh.
And the phone would ring and it'd be Chad. I say, hey man, what are you doing? He's like, put me on speakerphone.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. And he'd play me something.
Yeah.
What do you think of this?
Uh-huh.
Like, that's how hard he, and I would be honest. I like it. I don't like it. Whatever. I think it's great. I think, but the artists who have the most success are the ones, I honestly think, who really work at their craft.
Mm-hmm.
And Chad, Carly, Josh from Marianas Trench,
Mm-hmm.
They work so hard on their writing.
Mm-hmm.
They work so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember when we put out that Carly, the album that has Call Me Maybe,
Mm-hmm.
I remember sitting in a hotel boardroom with
Mm-hmm.
Carly where we went over every single song on that album.
Mm-hmm.
Is this as good as it can be? Is there anything we can do to make this better?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the lyrics are,
100%.
the best artists are so obsessed with their own art
Mm-hmm.
that they do everything in their power to make sure that they've done everything to make it as good as they can make it.
Uh-huh.
Those are artists who succeed.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
well, listen, we're going to do another one of these, I think, when we're doing some more stuff and we have some other stuff to announce.
100%.
But thank you for doing this, Nikhil, and so excited about what we're doing and really looking forward to, what this collaboration brings.
100%, sir. Thank you very much for inviting me. And it means a lot sitting next to you.
Well, it means a
Yeah,
lot to me sitting next to you.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
all right. Thanks, everybody.